Good morning and welcome to the Point for today. It's Friday, the final day of the week, and it's the 11th. Of course, you know the name, Gordon Joseph. I'll be with you for the next hour as we do To the Point. And there's nothing strange about this, you know. We're all here, and it's indeed a pleasure to be here. So what we're going to do this morning, as my good friend GT would always say, it's an open line edition of To The Point. You have the opportunity to call and raise any concerns that you have. All right? You know the number, 435-2041. And, it's end of week, so you have a number of things that you want to bring across. Those of you who couldn't get through on the earlier program, this is your opportunity to do just that now. Give me a call, 435-204-41, and it's To The Point, an open line edition for this morning. And right away we go to the telephone line and say good morning. Welcome to The Point.
Morning. Yeah, I missed you this morning, but on your news broadcast, I had mentioned something I want to keep to the fore of our nation of Grenada. That is universal health and medicine. Your news broadcast mentioned it to Kennedy Roberts made mention. The NDC seemed to like to try to forget it. And the subject this morning, for the people who called in, well, it's like someone says, spinning top of mud. Same conversation, go and come, and we haven't been able to do anything about it. But I want to concentrate more like on universal health medicine.
Okay.
You know, we are two colors of crabs in a barrel. We shouldn't be doing at each other like we are. But Bob Mama say, you know, we have to separate ourselves from mental slavery, and that's what we is, fighting each other. We shouldn't do that. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, caller. Have a great one yourself. It's 6 minutes after the of 9 o'clock. You know the number, 435-2041. Let's go back here. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, Gordon Joseph.
How are you?
I think I'm good, you know.
Yeah, well, just
I called to complain.
Uh-huh.
Yes. You see the time this storm passed around the country area all around Grenada?
Uh-huh.
It have a drain down by the complex in Sotez.
Okay.
And the drain stink. A lot of mosquitoes. Since after that, they never clean the drain.
Since Beryl?
Yeah. The time when the storm passed.
Yeah, the 1st of July?
Yeah. The drain by the multipurpose center down in Sotez.
Right.
All the debris inside is still, and the place, nobody can sit down in the bus stand to take a shelter. The place stink, and the government people who making it, people and then clean the drain. Cocoa branch in it, coconut straw in it, cocoa straw, coconut, all kind of different thing they in it.
That sounds...
And the place stink, you can stand up in the bus stand to take a shelter for to wait for a bus.
So how surely and them making out down there selling food?
There's a good thing to talk about. The place stink. When you pass, they stink.
All right.
And they're supposed to clean the drain. Government people supposed to clean the drain because I know in time when we used to go to school, the drain didn't have that canal in it because, they put concrete in it. It's wrong.
Okay.
But now you have that. And the place smelling stink.
Okay. All right.
Too much mosquito in the place. The place smelling stink. The government people sending people go and clean the drain to go down in the bushery.
Okay. All right. Okay, thanks for bringing it to the fore, right?
They know, they seen it.
Okay.
Plus don't even see down in the bus stand.
So you think it's sabotage too, that they're just not doing it?
Well, the thing is a government thing,
Okay. All right. Okay, thanks very much. All right, 8 minutes after 9 o'clock. All right, Ministry of Health, if that is the case, you need to investigate it and do something pronto, okay? Not tomorrow, but today. Do something today about it. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Yes, I have a complaint to give you.
To give me? Okay.
Tell you about.
Okay.
On Tuesday night at 1 o'clock, I got up from my bed. I went to my bathroom. When I came from my bathroom and I sat down on my bed, I hear this rumbling under my house. So I wake up the other woman. Now I have a stroke. So a woman to sleep with me every night. Hey, rumbling. The woman say, what is this? I say, I don't know. I put out all the lights in my house. So they go to know at the inside. More rumbling. Then afterwards the person live by me and they go up in the neighbor's veranda. The person has a wig. The woman see that me. I didn't see the man. She tell me it's a man and he has a wig on his head. The neighbor put on all she likes when she heard this rumbling. Next thing is the other woman, the other neighbor, he went up there and like if the girl must tell them, look at the man. And the man run.
What location? Where are you located? Where are you situated?
In Beaulieu, right opposite Turtle Spin. So I called the police at about 1:30. They didn't come. I called again. They didn't come. I called my son in America because he had seen about me. I tell him what happened. He said, Mommy, put on the phone. As I put on the phone, he called. I don't know who he called. And they tell him they're going to come. Up to now, they haven't come and see what's wrong with me. I could have died.
Okay.
This people could have killed me. This man could have killed me. Up to now, nobody see that man.
Okay.
Isn't that right? Isn't that wrong?
Yes, it is wrong. But did that happened one night? Did it happen another night, or was just this one incident?
Yes, because the night it happened, I get this teacher, the next door teacher, she tell me she didn't sleep. So the following last night she say, I hope I sleep tonight. I hope you don't come around.
All right. Okay, and you say that happened in Beaulieu, okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay, well, let's see if the police will pay you a visit soon, all right?
Okay.
All right, and all the best. Don't be too panicky. Papa God is in control, okay?
All right.
All right, love you. Bye-bye. All right, folks, 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. Officers, that ain't nice if they call. I mean, I know the time sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, you know, we have to take care of our senior citizens, all right? Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning to you again, Mr. Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, nice hearing your voice. I keep hearing your voice very often. You look like a voice I want to keep on hearing.
Oh, really? I should go in politics then.
No.
Don't spoil it.
In politics, right?
Don't spoil it.
No.
Okay.
I don't in politics.
All right. Okay, good.
The politics game too.
Yeah.
I'm not satisfied with the political game right now.
Don't worry. Things will be better.
Well, I hope, but I definitely could tell you I'm not satisfied with the political game in Grenada at present.
Okay.
There is supposed to be some monies for farmers. I think I heard one or two people on your thing say that they have not got it yet and whatnot. If the money have been paid or paid already, shouldn't there be a notice from the Ministry of Agriculture saying, look, where the money is in your places where designated places from so and so time? Something is wrong with our system of reporting. Then again, I heard again that there will be some celebration or achievement for agriculture, for farmers. And, it come in helter-skelter like. The Ministry of Agriculture should be putting out that kind of information. And if you are awarding any farmers, at least there should be a structure from the Ministry of Agriculture so that people know who is being nominated and who and why that person being nominated for. But I think I heard it on your station to where people this thing. I mean,
Okay, let me just interject here. I had a conversation with one member of the organizing committee, and that was done. The organization and preparation for that celebration for farmers was done quite a a while, but they got slowed down with the passage of Beryl. So that is, according to that individual, that is where the delay in publicity and so forth came forth, because after Beryl passed on the 1st of July, most of the focus was on the Northern Parish and Carriacou and rebuilding and so forth. So that is where it appears as though that's where the lapse in communication about that celebration took effect.
Okay, that is easy to accept to some extent. I understand that. But we need a better format of reporting when things like that happen. And again, we lost, farmers would have lost a lot, and the structure of agriculture seems to be not, well, I'll call it helter-skelter. Before when this government came in, they said that there was a lot of vacancies in the Ministry of Agriculture that is not filled. And it was said that the other government didn't fool them because they had this thing of when 100 people go home, you employ 10 or something like this.
Yeah, you're trying to reduce the public service.
Reduce the public service. So government was not employing people. Now we say when we have a lot on our hands in agriculture. I want to see a better structure into agriculture. Marketing board should be, we should know where marketing board is going. We should know, we're talking about farmers, telling farmers to plant, telling farmers to do. What we have to know is, we have source of, when we plant to sell. I look at Trinidad, and Trinidad is way gone in agriculture in front of us now. St. Vincent, St. Lucia, there we can market. Can we market anything that we're selling? Are we have to sell? Is there market? Is there market for that? Is there a marketing area in the Ministry of Agriculture?
Okay.
No, these factors. We're talking again about people that are living on government lands. And long, the other government didn't make a try at it. Long, this thing, people squatting, people have lands that the government owns, they don't have proper document for it. These things that they are taking too long. These things that they are supposed to be ratified at a faster rate, and there should be some update on agriculture periodically, and we're not seeing that.
Okay.
We have to wake up agriculture. Grenada is going to be dependent on agriculture for lots of years, and we have to wake up agriculture.
Okay, so caller, let me ask you this question before we wrap, right? Were you satisfied with the way the agricultural sector was handled by the previous administration?
No.
Okay.
I didn't satisfy, but they did intervene into some things. The same record keeping that they know, and lands that are owned by government, all that was looked into. But I don't think they reach far enough.
Okay.
No, we have big acreage of land. We're talking about housing, and we have big acreage of land, Douglaston and Bocage. We have places, Black Bay, 90-something acres of land. Why can't we sit down? Why can't government sit down and come up with some structure? I've heard on the news that in Dunfermline, they want to use 15 acres of land for housing and the next 15 acres for green pastures and whatnot.
Okay.
I mean, is that the correct future way to go? 15 acres of land for housing is a lot of land going into housing. And I'm not saying that we don't need housing. I think we need housing, but are we putting the houses in the right place? Do we have a proper study of those of what is going to be done?
So, caller, as we end here, right? It's safe for me to say that your concern is not partisan. It's just that you think more emphasis should be placed on the agricultural sector.
Exactly.
Okay.
When I have to give the party licks, I give the party licks.
Right.
And both parties, when I have to give them licks, I give them licks. But I'm not seeing that structure. We remember the second Minister of Agriculture we have since this new government coming.
Okay.
And we ain't see a wake up. We ain't see that wake up drive.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Folks, it's 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. We take a commercial break. We'll be back after this. Don't you go anywhere.
Grenada, you're invited to join the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources in celebrating World Food Day 2024. This year's theme will focus on Right to Foods for a better life and a better future. Activities include panel discussion October 16th at the National Stadium from 10 a.m. Then, turn out in your numbers as we call on community groups, agro-processors, farmers, schools, and householders. Yes, one and all. Join us at the Victoria Park in Grenville on October 18th for the grandest annual agricultural exhibition, Right to Foods for a better life and a better future. The 2024 World Food Day celebrations, enhancing Grenada's food security.
Tourism is me. Tourism is you. Tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen, one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Beyond the Headlines this Monday features an exclusive one-on-one interview with opposition leader and former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell. Join us as he reflects on his political career, addresses pressing concerns, and shares his vision for the new National Party. Don't miss this insightful conversation at 8:30 p.m. We want to hear from you. Call in with your questions and comments at 440-1252. Join us for a conversation that matters. Beyond the Headlines on Monday, 8:30 p.m. across all GBN platforms.
This song is dedicated to all heroes and patriots who fall.
A nation rises one more time to remember and honor our martyrs and our heroes. This proud nation, nurtured by their blood and sweat, comes together for another Heroes Day.
Welcome back to The Point. It's 21 minutes after the 9 o'clock. Let's go to our WhatsApp platform and entertain a call. Good morning, caller.
Morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I just want to make a 2-point this morning. I listened to your last caller. But you see, in Grenada, people only look at things based on, if you're from a village and you don't know other villages, you don't know Grenada, you know. And if you only looking at politics based on Grenada and you don't understand international politics and trade, you will make a lot of comments that don't make any sense. For example, Grenada is the only Caribbean island that had a large nutmeg industry. Nutmeg tree reached maturity to bear between 12 and 15 years. So in the last 20 years or so, we had 3 hurricanes. So Grenada was big in nutmeg. It was coming back again, we get buried. After Ivan and Emily, we get buried. So some people lose some trees again. Now the caller talking about agriculture and how other people, other countries in front of us in agriculture. He talking about things like government don't care about agriculture. I heard that when the previous government was in power. So the people who say no, government don't care about agriculture. When NNP was in power, they didn't used to say that. Now NDC is in power, NNP people saying government don't care about agriculture.
So let me ask you a question now, right? Let me provoke some conversation here. Okay, so the folks who are talking now that the government is not looking after agriculture, you propose that they're NNP supporters. You think that?
Well, they're mainly because how people look at politics in Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
When the NNP was in power, the NDC said the health system bad.
Right. So that is the point I was trying to get at. So when, according to which administration is in office, the opposing party always have the. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So what more you try to explain to them that agriculture products to export depends on trade. If there is a market for a product in Grenada, an agriculture product, we could ship outside. No government in power will prevent farmers from planting that product if you have a market.
Right.
Not make a market, hurricane is affecting us. But we politicize everything, looking for a solution to solve the agriculture problem. So, for example, if we know it's climate change, we could still plant nutmeg, but why don't, instead of the arguing based on color of party, what other product we should plant to attract international market? Because nutmeg is vulnerable perhaps to hurricane. They don't talk about that. It's the same thing now with the NDC people. Now, that color is more like a NDC. Now, the NDC people now, when you question them, they say Keith Mitchell is our old man, he must go. But they bring in Ralph Gonsalves, main speaker for Europe. Ralph Gonsalves is 3 months older than Keith Mitchell, 2 months older than Keith Mitchell.
Okay.
Ralph Gonsalves won the election in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but he didn't get the popular vote. So Ralph Gonsalves, as an old man, is relevant to come to speak to us in Grenada. And he's old. He's 2 months older than Keith Mitchell. But Keith Mitchell is too old to lead a political party. So Grenadians are confusing people, and we are looking for new ways of looking at things.
Okay. So what is your personal opinion on the age? All right. Let's I'm glad that you made that that contrast with Keith Mitchell. Here in Grenada, we're saying he's too old. Ralph Gonsalves is 2 months older than him, and he's still leading, and he's been invited to speak at a national event. What are your personal thoughts on that?
Because what we do in Grenada is that we're using narratives that sound popular, but they're not really relevant. Biden is an old man. He's just stepping down. There's a lot of old leaders in the world. I'm not saying we don't need new leaders and we need new ideas. And that narrative about you old already, that's going to affect young people. Young people gravitate to that. They don't listen to people 50 years and older.
Right.
So you're destroying a library. Every elderly person is a library.
But Connor, I ask you, what is your personal take on it? Do you think that Keith Mitchell and Ralph Gonsalves are too old to contribute politically?
I won't say they're too old, but I think both of them they don't really create plans for successors. Because in St. Vincent, there is a member of Ralph party. Is a lawyer guy called Jomo Thomas. He left because he claimed that Ralph is grooming his son to cover, and he kind of sidelining Jomo. So Jomo bailed out. So the situation with Keith Mitchell and Ralph is not much different. So why this government in bringing Ralph to Grenada as a main speaker? And also, those of us who grew up in the Jew will know that Ralph was an advisor of Maurice Bishop. And also, Ralph is the person who introduced Didi Calls Jules to the PRG. Didi Calls Jules was in the popular education where they were experimenting. So Grenada, I don't know. I mean, I learning about Grenada.
Unfortunately, his connection left us, but very good contribution this morning. Thank you very much, caller, for that contribution there. It's 29 minutes after. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent.
Welcome.
I've been listening to your program, and we must know that the Ralph is coming here as a guest of the government. He's not coming as a prime minister. He don't coming to lead us. He's coming as a guest, as a friend. I mean, if we check back, Ralph was also one of the people from the Caribbean island who has recently suffered from the hurricane, but he came down and to assist us. So, I mean, that's our Caribbean brother, that's our friend. With regards to that of the vendors and the sellers, I must say that what we are experiencing now is a lot of, we were hardly hit by the drought prior to the hurricane. So a lot of the vegetables was already scarce. And we must know a lot of the stuff are imported. And we have cases where you have farmers now refusing to sell to the vendors because they think the vendors are selling, their prices are too high. They're going out and sell for themselves, and they're selling the same price as the vendors. I've heard a caller before, not on your program, but sometime before, talk about how he bought one grain of plantain for $5. There are different species of plantain, and I know that we have a plantain that is called the banana corn. One grain in that plantain could weigh a pound or more than a pound in some cases. And if a pound of plantain is $5, then it's only obvious that you would pay $5 per grain, or you might pay $10 for two because these two plantains weighed more than 16 ounces. I recently went to a supermarket in the south of St. George's, and I had to pay $7 a pound for plantain. I mean, I refused to take it because when I got to the cashier and she told me the price, but I really wanted some green plantains to put in my soup. So the thing about it is not just, the vendors. If you go into the market now, a lot of the people still complaining the market don't have anything.
Yeah.
Because some people are refusing to sell to the vendors, but they're out on the sidewalk and they're out in their vehicle selling, and they are selling the same price. I've seen a case where farmers selling a pound of tomato for $10. So, I mean, let's not blame the vendors over everything. My heart goes out to them. I mean, it's a struggle. We're all in this together. Have a great weekend. I thank you.
Thank you, caller. Have a great weekend yourself. Let's go to our WhatsApp platform before we take a commercial break. Good morning, caller.
Nelson, good morning, brother.
Thanks for your patience.
That's all right. That's not a problem, I was actually raised in agriculture. Now. I'm sitting down and listening to so many people talk about all sort of issues with agriculture in Grenada, and it's frightening in many sense. People saying young people don't want to work lands and all those sort of things. There's no incentive for people to work land. If I have half an acre of land, I don't need no incentive from anybody to work my land. I don't need no incentive from nobody to work my land at all. I would go there and I would work my land and do what I need to do. I think Grenadian people too politically driven. I think that is the problem Grenada has. And I will make a point to you again. Grenada don't have a political problem. Grenada have an individual and a people problem. And I will tell you the reason why I say that.
Yeah, I'd love to explain.
I left Grenada 31 years ago. And I am always in Grenada. And when I sit down and I go about and I'm listening to people speak and how people talk about the government, look, be it NDC in power, and this is not a political statement, be it NDC in power or NNP in power, Grenada will have the same problem.
Why?
People are too politically driven in Grenada. What the government doing for you? What the government doing for you? Don't worry about what the government is doing for you. Think about what you could do for yourself. The government, they nominated NDC. Again, election going to come up and they might nominate NNP. This is not a political speech, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that people need to cast politics aside and do what they need to do for the children. The banking system in Grenada is running on an old module system. The banking system is on an old module system. The Port Authority in Grenada is an old module system. They are still working on pen and paper. The world has gone so far advanced. That is the reason why they have this program in Grenada. Again, not to get politically, not getting too political. They have this program, Citizen My Investment, and they also have a program whereby they're telling people from the diaspora, come back, Grenada, and have things in place for you. People are not going to come and yield to that system. You go in the banks and you see on a Friday evening, people are still changing check in Grenada. Grenada is running on an old model system, and people don't seem to realize that. Everyone talking about politics on politics. I think what people need to, there's much more important thing in Grenada to address, than when people talking about politics. I don't think politics, look, the whole of the Caribbean is the same thing. You go to the Trinidad, is the same thing. You go St. Vincent, the whole Caribbean suffers the same fate. Everybody in Grenada is about politics, Everywhere you go, I will give you a survey. Go in Grenada and do a survey. Go around in every village in Grenada. And tell me how much people you see from the age of 16 to 25 years of age, And do another survey and see how many people between 16 to 25, that is productive and non-productive. And you will find you have more non-productive people than productive people. 7 o'clock in the morning, you're driving through Grenada. A lot of villages, you're seeing young boys, 14 and 15 years of age, with marijuana in the hand, smoking cigarettes. The same thing like women. But innocent, Grenada don't have a political problem. As long as Grenada have that mentality, the country will always remain the same. It doesn't matter who come in power. And you know that to yourself too. When you need to change something, you don't change the situation. Change what you need to do to address the situation.
Change the source.
You, my brother.
Change the source of the problem.
Thank you ever so much. And that is the problem I see with Grenada.
You've spoken a book, man.
You have a blessed day.
Thank you, Colin.
It's a fact.
It's
a fact.
I mean, when I look at the comments that are coming via Facebook, one person say, Caller, can you stay on and speak for the rest of the program? You are making plenty sense. Everyone.
I know that.
So.
You don't need to. I told you, Grenada, listen, said Grenada does not have a political problem. I
get your drift.
We have a people problem.
So how do we fix this?
Listen, let me give you an example, The bus drivers in Grenada, they drive like lunatic. You see, they're driving with cutlass. No. Listen to me. They're driving with cutlass behind their seat. You tell them something, they want to jump out. Why, when they leave Grenada and they go abroad, they don't do this kind of things? Why don't they do that?
Right. I get
you understand me? They don't do none of that. Everybody keep in line. The bus reversing you for you halfway up. When you're in New York and England and some places and them, you'll stand in front of the bus, knocking the bus door. What the bus do? It drive off on you. Grenada don't have a political problem. Grenada have a people problem. But anyhow, I don't want to bore your conversation. You have a blessed day.
You need to come back home and let's start revolutionizing the mindsets, man.
Listen, it's a very hard thing. I have a friend in California and we sat down yesterday morning about an hour talking about the mindset, the mentality of the people in Grenada in the bank. You go to the bank and you want to do business in the bank. They give you a portfolio of all the things you need to bring. The day of the appointment, when you go there, the person you're dealing with, have you got this? No, I didn't bring this. That's not what they told me to bring. Have you got this? No, that's not what they told me to bring. And It's a whole monopoly. Grenada is running on an old-fashioned system. So if you're running on, let me ask you something, yeah? If you have a car that is working on diesel and everybody else's car working on petrol and your diesel car always breaking down, what are you going to do? Not buy a petrol car?
Well, of course.
My brother, you said you have a good day. Congratulations on your victory anyhow. You bossed them up.
Thanks. Thanks. The journey knows that. Have a good one. Wow. That caller was spot on. Folks, tell you what, we've got to take a commercial break and be back on To The Point.
This song is dedicated to all heroes and patriots who fall.
A nation rises one more time to remember and honor our martyrs and our heroes. This proud nation, nurtured by their blood and sweat, comes together for another Heroes Day on Saturday, October 19th, with a special ceremony at Progress Park from 9:30 a.m. Citations and prayers, as well as cultural presentations and speeches by many, including 2 Prime Ministers. Our Prime Minister, Dickon Mitchell, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Cultural presentations by the National Folk Group, Vinway, Wizard, Scholar, Nicole Newton Fletcher, and more. It's going to be both solemn and commemorative, and we will come together and call our heroes by their names on Heroes Day, Saturday, October 19th at Progress Park, starting at 9:30 a.m.
Tourism is me, tourism is you, tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen, one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Grenada, you're invited to join the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources in celebrating World Food Day 2024. This year's theme will focus on Right to Foods for a better life and a better future. Activities include panel discussion October 16th at the National Stadium from 10 a.m. Then, turn out in your numbers as we call on community groups, agro-processors, farmers, schools, and householders. Yes, one and all. Join us at the Victoria Park in Grenville on October 18th for the grandest annual agricultural exhibition, Right to Foods for a better life and a better future. The 2024 World Food Day celebrations, enhancing Grenada's food security.
Beyond the
Welcome back to The Point. Let's go straight back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning to you, Innocent, and to your followers.
Welcome to the program, man.
Thank you very much, and I trust we'll all have a safe weekend. Last weekend we had one fatality. I think it was a road fatality.
Yeah.
Let's hope we'll have none of that this weekend. We'll have safe and peaceful weekend. Now, when I listen to most of what we're hearing out there, especially in the area of agriculture, it is nothing surprising, Innocent. We heard 2 years ago that the Ministry of Agriculture was lacking in personnel. At that point, they said 9 of the 12 departments didn't have a head.
Wow.
No technical person to lead those departments. Now, the chief officer echoed that sometime during this week in another program. You don't change that in 2 years. Where will you get the people from? If there was no one in training and there was no succession plan, where would you get the people from to change that? So a lot of it has to do with lack of capacity to deliver things. Now, look at the whole matter again with the with the teachers. We're hearing that, for instance, that I heard a news item on your program, on your radio, or your medium. I am not sure if it was badly written, but the impression I got was that it took the trade union to outline to the ministry how many teachers were not paid. That's how it came over to me. Although there was a breakdown of how many were partially paid and how many were not paid at all and how many files were misplaced and other things. But if the trade union has to put the ministry down and outline to them who is not paid, when the people are actually employed by the ministry, something is wrong. So it tells you there is a lot of ineptness, incompetence, in addition to the lack of people. We said earlier on, I've said it many times, the public service has been killed over the past several years. And we try to have an alternate public service by putting people on contracts and, at the same time diminishing the real public service. And even the Public Service Commission, it was filled with people who were just lackeys. So we've killed that thing. And bringing it back alive is going to take a long time, a lot of willpower, changing of mindsets. And when you add to that, people who are just there to maliciously frustrate an administration, this is a perfect storm. Okay. And if the administration takes action on some of those people will say, victimization. They're public servants.
But caller,
and they're all entitled to a job.
Let me ask you this: while we know if certain actions are taken, victimization will be the cry. But doesn't the laws that govern the Public Service Commission make provision for this sort of scenarios?
Yes, but in addition to that, who will replace them? Who is going to replace them?
Yeah, good point.
If we didn't have a proper plan for succession.
Yeah.
Because other people were disillusioned, some left, some people went overseas. So we talk with some of those people. They have all the experience, all the institutional knowledge and memory is with them. So they feel they could do everything. The ministers and so the new policy makers, they don't know what went on before. They don't have any memory of what happened in this institution. So we have a difficult situation. Right. And I do empathize with the administration because you have a lack of capacity, that we don't have people. We have people who are incompetent, square pegs in the wrong holes. I don't know how they got there. And there are others who are bent on maliciously sabotaging.
Yeah.
So we have to pray for this country. Probably should forget the Heroes Day and pray for this country so we can come together as one people. And those are sitting in the back there and laughing as little kids, the pressure, what is happening. They don't love the country.
Okay.
Let us pray for love for this country and let us try to work together to build this country, especially agriculture, which is so crucial.
Yep.
We need intervention and probably divine one too.
Preach it, brother, preach it. That's some of the comments coming on Facebook. One say, true caller, you are preaching, preach it. Have a great day.
I'm passionate about my country.
I can hear the passion.
I'm passionate about agriculture.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people complain about the cost of living and they won't even work their backyard and plant a few things.
Yeah. Nonetheless,
the backyard is full of anything I need.
Yeah,
and so is my refrigerator and my fridge.
Planting flowers. Can we eat flowers?
No, we can't. But so they sit there, and as the person spoke of the mindset and the people's problem, they want everything to be handed down to them. They don't want to work. Cost of living high, but they won't plant a fig.
All right.
Sit down there and wait.
Yeah.
Let them sit and wait.
Have a good one, caller. Have a great weekend, right? Don't drive too fast.
Thank you.
Don't drive too fast.
I have a fast car, but I don't drive it fast.
Okay. Have a good one.
Give it to a young guy. Let him blow it out.
All right. Good man. Have a great weekend.
Blow it out.
All right. 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. Innocent the last caller spoke some truth, but if we have been paying attention over the years, let's not fool ourselves. The attitudes and laziness of our people were fueled by politicians. The level of begging and dependency is now overbearing. People can start to heal themselves. And remember, when it comes to agriculture, it was never a priority because it was said a parent did agriculture all his life and has nothing to show for it. Okay. And you had to go there. All you like to beat up on, you know what I'm saying, man? All right, folks, let's go back to the telephone line and say good morning.
Good morning, Innocent, again.
Welcome to the program.
Jude addressed that thing perfectly, and all of those thoughts was in my head waiting to call you. We have a serious problem, and I don't know, or people seems not to be appreciating what is before us. So I want to encourage the leader of the government to really come back to the people again in maybe what should be a national address in terms of outlining some of the challenges that we have on hand that we are facing and how we are attempting to deal with it. Because people soon forget, a lot of people soon forget. Some of them don't listen. They hear things from people, but the main source where it should be coming from, they don't listen. But we have serious problem in this country. I mean, I have been around working with a non-government organization, and after leaving there, I've kept closely with the ministry, so I have an intimate knowledge as to some of the problem that exists in the ministries. We have a serious problem there. They had no, as Jude talked about, there was no succession planning. There were no people, in waiting. There's a position that is there. The person is reaching to the age of retirement. There was no one there understudying that person so that when that person demit the system, that the thing is smoothly run.
Yeah.
So these are some of the problems that we face.
We need succession plans, right?
Precisely. And if you don't have that, you put people, some of them, they are put in position and they're not capable.
Yeah.
They are just not capable. In the public service, you have persons there that act as supervisors. And, even if that there is someone that is so inadequate, that is inefficient, that is not suited for the public service, if that supervisor is not doing what he or she is supposed to be doing in terms of writing reports, so that, if you in the private sector, if you do something wrong, what will most likely come to you is a letter from your boss. Yeah. These things are supposed to be happening, but in the public service, that is not happening. So people get away with a lot of stuff. So even if they do the worst things, and the first letter that is go to them, the amount of incidents and things that have happened before, it is not even considered. Right. Because they were not properly dealt with by the supervisors.
Now that having heard all this, I just wish that Grenada in the earlier years invested as much in the education system as Barbados did. Because when you look at the Barbados, the succession plans are there, the civil service and so forth. I mean, they do have their ills as well, but we have a more educated population in Barbados, and it's simply because they invested in education eons of years ago.
Yeah, if you don't invest in education, then you're doomed. Education is everything. When you have it, I mean, you are basically free. But I want to address a point earlier that was made in relation to Ralph Gonzalez. Ralph Gonzalez, in my view, should demit office a long time ago. He has reached a stage now, just like Keith Mitchell, where they should be at an advisory level.
Listen. I would appreciate you just give it. They're both doctors, so Dr. Gonzalez and Dr. Mitchell.
Dr. Gonzalez and Dr. Mitchell.
Yes.
Sometimes I just wonder why people are called doctors. Trust me. When we see what actually in practicality they are doing. My view is that they have reached a stage in life that they should be guiding from behind. They should not totally remove themselves from the system, but in terms of leading, give younger people an opportunity because, I mean, yes, you will get old. Nothing wrong in getting old. They call that wisdom. They say when you're old, there are some, your movement gets slower, the way you know, everything, you know?
Yeah.
So my thing is, they are not removing themselves from the political parties, but from the leadership who is the leader, and they from behind will guide and say, no. We cannot, in regular sessions, they're guiding, so the institution remain. Let me tell you something. If this NMP situation is not addressed properly, this party will end up just like the GLP.
Well, it's not.
And it would not be a good thing for Grenada.
Let me ask you a question.
I mean, some people say to me, Danley, why the hell are you complaining about that? You're not supporting NMP? But I'm concerned about Grenada.
Caller.
Yes.
You did not listen to my song? Come on. I said it. We have to be careful, and it's not, I mean, my political alignment has nothing to do with anything.
Nothing.
All right?
Nothing.
That's just what I see. Any case, caller, we out of time.
Yes, take care, my brother.
Have a great weekend. You're too straight. Folks, it's 6 minutes after, not after, why I keep saying after, but on to 10 o'clock. We take a final commercial break, and we come back and do the wrap on To The Point.
Beyond the Headlines this Monday features an exclusive one-on-one interview with opposition leader and former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell. Join us as he reflects on his political career, addresses pressing concerns, and shares his vision for the new National Party. Don't miss this insightful conversation at 8:30 p.m. We want to hear from you. Call in with your questions and comments at 440-1252. Join us for a conversation that matters. Beyond the Headlines on Monday, 8:30 p.m. across all GBN platforms.
This song is dedicated to all heroes and patriots who fall.
A nation rises one more time to remember and honor our martyrs and our heroes. This proud nation, nurtured by their blood and sweat, comes together for another Heroes Day on Saturday, October 19th, with a special ceremony at Progress Park from 9:30 a.m. Citations and prayers, as well as cultural presentations and speeches by many, including 2 Prime Ministers. Our Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez. Cultural presentations by the National Folk Group, Vinway, Wizard, Scholar, Nicole Newton Fletcher, and more. It's going to be both solemn and commemorative, and we will come together and call our heroes by their names on Heroes Day, Saturday, October 19th at Progress Park, starting at 9:30 a.m.
Tourism is me, tourism is you, tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen, one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Grenada, you're invited to join the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources in celebrating World Food Day 2024. This year's theme will focus on Right to Foods for a better life and a better future. Activities include panel discussion October 16th at the National Stadium from 10 a.m. Then, turn out in your numbers as we call on community groups, agro-processors, farmers, schools, and householders. Yes, one and all. Join us at the Victoria Park in Grenville on October 18th for the grandest annual agricultural exhibition, Right to Foods for a better life and a better future. The 2024 World Food Day celebrations, enhancing Grenada's food security.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's 2 minutes onto 10 o'clock. Let's go to one of our WhatsApp contributors. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
Innocent, it's a pleasure to speak to you, man.
Really?
My McDonald College guy. And congratulations on your victory, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks.
Well deserved. Okay, anyway, I just want...
Hello?
About the... Hello?
Yeah, I'm here with you. You had a connection issue there.
Okay. Yeah, a caller mentioned about the mindset, but we got to realize that if you have a government that ruled for 23 years, and the mindset of the people was just the bushing and Imani, you know what I mean? What else to expect? You understand? And that's the reason why you have a young prime minister now trying to change the mindset of Grenada. And the way he bring in, where we see like bi-weekly payment, and then we hear about pension reform and all these different things that the young prime minister bringing. And I think that's a start. We got to start some way. But what I really want to focus on, I was listening to the NNP meeting, and I heard Dr. Mitchell mention about when he really going to pass the baton to somebody. And then he mentioned Joe Biden. Joe Biden did not pass no baton to Kamala Harris. That's not true. He said that he would like to nominate her, in the sense, like you're telling people, let me put my hands behind her because she been with me, and then she see the amount of things that we achieved, but yet she had to go to a convention and nobody put up themselves, you know what I mean, and then everybody give her the vote.
But caller, let me just interject here as well. Joe Biden didn't do that just free-mindedly, all right? He was pressured. He started getting pressure from other people. So then he did what he thought was in the best interest of the Democratic Party and so forth. So it was not a case where he just thought he was getting too old and he said, okay, let me just nominate Kamala. He started getting pressure from other party supporters and so forth.
Yeah, well, you think about it, when you have people like Bill Clinton, you have Obama, who is one of the top Democratic leaders before, will put him sit down, because when they say Joe Biden had COVID, Joe Biden didn't have no COVID. They take a week to speak to him. You understand? And then Joe Biden realized that was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Because when you look at the poll, he was losing by Donald Trump. Okay, but basically what I really want to talk about too, with when Keith Mitchell did that, we got to realize
Dr. Keith Mitchell, please. Dr. Keith Mitchell, please.
You guys can say doctor in Grenada. All right. Anyway, that every party goes by a convention, all right? And then the delegates get to nominate whatever. We realize the person that he's trying to put there is Eminem Pierre. Eminem Pierre talking about demonstration in Grenada because the food price. Innocent price in America is high for us. One grain of plantain, we have to pay $2 just for 1 grain of plantain. You know what I mean? When you go to the groceries now, $100 cannot bring you back a full cart of groceries. You have to spend almost $500 for it to have something to eat for the week.
Connection.
Remember a lady from St. Vincent say, for weeks now, she's been going to the market and maybe she go to maybe about $20 she sell, whatever. So the problem is all about, you know what I mean? And when Eminem Pierre want to put up herself for nomination, we got to realize that Eminem Pierre, the principal of the school in Carriacou, she victimized the principal, the teachers, and then what she did, she deduct salary from the teachers. You know what I mean? Eminem Pierre, look at the faith workers. Eminem Pierre have a company that receives $6.5 million.
Okay, sorry, but we seem to have lost that caller. It's 2 minutes after 10 o'clock. I don't think I will get a write-up if I extend just a couple minutes. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Yes, good morning. No, I'm seeing something different on television. I'm wondering if the guy's still on. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, but yeah, well, that is the same person this morning.
Okay, yes. So I can go ahead?
Yeah, but you need to turn down your volume first because you're getting distracted.
I muted it. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. No. By the way, let me start by congratulating you on your Calypso victory.
Thank you.
Well done, well deserved.
Thank you.
I leave that there. All right. Let me just mention something about ageism in Grenada. We have to stop. We have to really stop this mentality. We need a balance. Okay. We are too quick to put people under the bus as soon as they get to 60 and over. Okay. Somebody mentioned about a library. Older people are carrying a library, okay? You can't just cast them aside. A society's strength is gotten from its elderly folks. These are the experienced people. These are the people who carry a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. Why are we so quick to just put older people under the bus? I have a problem with that. We have an ageism problem in Grenada, and we need to address that as soon as we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you oh so much. Someone says here via WhatsApp, innocent, freedom, education up to TAMCC and beyond, free meals through secondary school, increasing minimum wages, seed program, $500 to nurses, $1,000 to doctors, $1,200 per month to imams. All these are measures to combat price increases. Don't forget the many incentives post-burial. Okay, all right. I'm going to accommodate this final call via WhatsApp. Good morning, caller.
Yes, Mr. Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
Morning, sir. You know, it's interesting how the gentleman who apparently lives in Trinidad described the situation in Grenada. That we don't have a political problem, what we have is a people's attitude problem. But are you hearing me, sir?
Loud and clear, I'm listening.
But when you have, for example, ministers who has to approve beneficiaries of the program that, what do you call it again, the CBI program.
The seed program, which one?
Agents who are, well, they changed the name as
CBI.
A matter of course.
IMA now, it's now IMA.
Right, but it's what everybody knows as CBI. When you have ministers who has to approve the people for such a program, being agents themselves, like one of them who is the Minister of Finance right now, acknowledged that he set up a company for that purpose. Before he became Minister for Finance, he was the director. But since he became Minister of Finance, he's no longer the director.
In Grenada?
His company is still there.
In Grenada you're talking about, right?
The Minister of Finance, Mr. Dennis Cornwall, acknowledged that on a program on GBN to the point one morning. And there are others in the government as ministers who are purported to be agents. We see the Prime Minister going all over the world now in Nigeria, dealing, and you heard the news that is part of the program. When you have such a thing happening, when you have ministers when you have this type of thing happening, you could talk about a people's problem, people being the problem. But how do you get rid of the problem when you have ministers doing it? It only could be done through political activities. Okay. And that's part of the problem too.
But the ministers are people too, you know.
Okay. Understand that we have a serious political problem in this country. The level of corruption that is evident nowadays has never been that precedent in Grenada. It is unprecedented. Well, and to get rid of it or to get that fixed, it is a political activity, political problem, and politics have to. When you have, for example, this Heroes Day issue, which is a very controversial thing, right? The whole issue. Hello, as much as Bishop is popular, and as much as Bishop is considered as a great guy, answer the question: why is it that a party was formed in his name to honor him, and Grenadian people have never gone along with that party? You could have maybe sometime counted the amount of vote on your hand the candidates who run for that party got in the constituencies where they run. Why that happened? And yes, you're talking about Bishop being a hero in Grenada. careful with this type of thing. And it takes political activity to get rid of such a problem.
Okay.
Take care, mister.
Caller, you touched something there that I never looked at that way. Yeah, if Morris is reported to be so popular and loved in Grenada, how come the MBPM did not succeed? I would like to get that question answered, you know. But folks, this is as far as I can carry you this morning. And I thank you very much for that opportunity to get on To The Point this morning. I really enjoyed myself. I hope you did as well. Again, I urge you to have a safe weekend, everybody. Joseph Kador is up next in the mid-morning buzz. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with the network.